Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to rbacentralpadeals.com for this month's specials. The operator of 13 Pittsburgh area McDonald's has been accused of child labor violations. Meanwhile, a proposal wants to change the definition of sex in sex discrimination cases. A brand new milkshake flavor will make its farm show debut. Lastly, these students will have to get used to their new housemates' habits. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. The operator of 13 Pittsburgh area McDonald's has been accused of child labor violations, reports CBS Local Pittsburgh. The U.S. Department of Labor found that franchisee Santo Nastasso Enterprises, LLC, who owns McDonald's in spots like Castle Shannon, Pittsburgh, and Waynesburg, allowed 14 and 15-year-old employees to work outside of hours. This means that teenagers worked after 7 p.m. on school days and more than 18 hours a week, among other violations. About 101 teenage workers are said to have been affected. Santo Nastasso has since been ordered to pay a penalty of over $57,000. The Independent Regulatory Review Commission is set to vote this week on a motion to change the definition of sex in sex discrimination cases, reports Capital Wire via the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Proposed by the Pennsylvania Human Relations Committee, this change in definition seeks to offer protection to those who are discriminated against based on their gender identity or sexual orientation. Elaborates an analysis from the IRRC, quote, "The proposed regulation provides a comprehensive definition pertaining to the protected class of sex, including pregnancy, childbirth, breastfeeding, sex assigned at birth, gender identity or expression, affectional or sexual orientation, and difference in sexual definition." There are those, though, who criticize the Commission's actions, claiming changes shouldn't go through a regulatory process, but a legislative one. Critics also claim the committee is inappropriately using a Supreme Court case, Bostock versus Clayton County, to expand the definition of sex discrimination. The vote on the proposal is scheduled to be held this Thursday. With the 2023 Pennsylvania Farm Show comes a brand new milkshake flavor, courtesy of the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association, announces PennLive. And that flavor is orange cream. The association created the limited edition shake in honor of the 70 years it's been selling sweets at the Pennsylvania Farm Show. They're actually hosting a few pop-up events where you can go sample the new flavor, so if you're interested, feel free to click the link in the related podcast article. These students are going to have to get used to their new housemates' habits, says PennLive. Undergrads from Newman University are now sharing a convent with nuns from St. Francis of Philadelphia. The shared living situation came about when the college found itself in need of more student housing. So, in the words of Sister Esther Anderson, quote, "They had a need for space, we had space, why not work together?" And so far, it does appear to be working, with the nuns even practicing dance moves for a TikTok video some of the students are making. However, admits Sister Esther, quote, "I don't think we're ready to be out there at 3 a.m. for food deliveries." That wraps up today's episode. For even more news, mosey on over to PennLive.com. Also, please remember to rate this podcast on either Apple or Amazon and to share us around with your family and friends. Thanks ahead of time, and of course, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll be back again tomorrow for another round of Today in PA. Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to rbacentralpadeals.com for this month's specials.